Hello, Shaina. It's a pleasure to meet you. Really enjoyed your film. There are
Thanks.
some terrific fights in this. Now, the thing that occurs to me is that they're so ferocious, these fights. Um, you must be an absolutely terrifying prospect to take on a date.
I mean, if they haven't seen my Instagram, then absolutely not. I usually get away with it until they see it.
Fair enough. Well, as I say,
Or until I do the knife trick on the table with the cutlery, then.
well, I was going to ask you about that actually. That trick, obviously a lot of people remember it from Aliens. Can
Yeah.
you do that?
Yeah, yeah, I actually can. It's like this weird trick that I can just do. As I remember the first time I thought of trying it, I was like, okay, cool. And I picked it up like I picked up a pen. And I was like, this is easy. Let's just put a real knife in. And I don't know if it's the lack of fear, the eye-hand coordination, but I could just do it. And then that's when I made a video of it on Instagram and it went viral. And
Not
yeah.
surprised. Well, there are, as I say, there are phenomenal fight sequences in this. The one in the corridor, especially, I remember. But there's so much fighting, and you're dealing with so many top-end stunt men and the director as well, and obviously Mark Dacascos. But how many injuries were sustained in this?
Far too many. You know, the first one I got what happened like on the second day of rehearsal before we even started filming the movie. I fractured my little toe. And it's like, I know it's such a small digit, right? But you realize when it's out of action how much you need it for everything, daily life, let alone action. So, yeah, so I had a really, really sore foot for the whole movie, which I really tried to hide until, until the end of the movie, kind of where it makes a bit more sense. So, I mean, now if you see this interview, then you watch it, you'll be like, oh, that's why she's limping. But yeah, we really tried our best. You know, apart from that, I kind of say apart from the toe, I think I got through pretty almost unscathed.
I was going to say I've that's the only time I've ever broken a bone. I'd like to say it was, beating off 10 muggers. It wasn't. I actually dropped a can of Coke on my foot, but
No.
it's not quite as sexy as yours, to be honest. But there we go. Now,
I
oh,
didn't know a can could be so lethal.
yeah,
Oh
well, it
wow.
was a full can of Coke, and I'm an idiot basically. So, but
Happens to the best of us, I swear.
now you work with the legendary Mark Dacascos. That must have been great. But I'm just wondering, obviously he's got so much experience and film experience that he could share with you. I'm wondering if it was the other way around, that you, with all your sort of samurai skills, if you like, there's much that he wanted to know.
We actually did have a little skill exchange interaction. It was so sweet. I remember setting up my phone to record it because it was just like one of the best things ever. And I was showing him kind of like how I flourish with the sword, and then he would show me how he does it. And it was just like it was the cutest and most wholesome interaction. And he gave me so much advice and stuff that I will hold with me for life. And he just gave me so much amazing paternal energy that helps to shape me as an actor and as a human. And yeah, I guess I showed him like how I do things too, but I honestly I like his style better. But yeah, as an actor as well, because I was still super super green doing Jade. I didn't have that much training. I actually never went to acting school or anything, and so I was learning on the job and being able to connect with Mark and him giving me like these tips, and we had these like real moments of connection before the scenes, and it just I think it really reads into the scene. And yeah, he's just like it's so nice when an icon and a legend is a really amazing person, and he's truly an amazing person. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
met him last year, and he's the nicest man.
he's so nice.
Yeah, he's so nice.
Yeah.
There's something I did want to ask you about, and can't see it in all its glory here, but you've got fantastic hair.
Oh, thank
You've got
you.
absolutely fantastic hair. But it's, it's such an impressive throw that you've got. And I'm just wondering though, when you're fighting, does that not get in the way at all?
For my enemies, it does. Um, but no, actually, what I've come to really love about it is how much drama it adds to the action. Because it's like sometimes in these movies, well, a lot in Jade, I get hit. It's not just about me winning all these fights. And I think it just really adds to the drama. You get to really see what kind of impact is made when someone gets hit in the face. It balances so much. But in training, for sure, it's such a hindrance in training. People
Oh,
actually
right.
don't realize that when I'm training, especially if I'm doing like solo performances or if I'm ever using a weapon like a long staff or like a samurai sword or whatever, it's so much effort to avoid my hair. And so it's something that I've built into my technique is to learn how to not catch it in my hair. So it's like, yeah, it's cool when people see me doing my thing, but if people knew just how, how much effort I put into not hitting my hair. Like if I had a really like tiny bun on my if my head was shaved, I'd be so much better as a martial artist, I tell you.
Well, don't shave your head because it's
I won't.
fantastic.
No, no,
It's
no.
fantastic.
But if
So
I
then,
did, I'd be like Jet Li.
so we've alluded to this previously with several of the moments in the film, but of the whole film, what for you was the sort of most physically demanding sequence that you got involved in?
Ooh. Ooh, well, there are so many. So
Yeah.
the first one that came to mind is like a one-on-one fight underground, like where, kind of in the middle of the movie in like a car park space. That was really hard just because of my toe. Was really, really sore that day. And because it was a one-on-one fight, it was very intense. There were no breaks, there was no escaping to the next moment or anything. It was really full on. And these fights can take a very long time to film because there are so many angles to capture. Of course, there is the timing with the cameraman. There are times where the performers don't quite get it right. So it was hours and hours of just like grueling. And there's like some acrobatic moves that I do in that. And it's
Uh-huh.
just like you have no idea how much you need your pinky toe until you don't have it. But okay, another one would be there's a really long one take, maybe near the beginning of the movie where it starts at nighttime, and then she's like, I'm escaping a whole situation. And it's like a really clever one take that the cameraman did, which is really cool on their ends too. But it basically meant that if there was any tiny mistake from anyone's department, we had to stop and do the whole thing again. So we probably did like, it could have been like 30 takes of this. And it's like really long. It starts, I have to sprint like 100 yards, and then I have to climb through a hole and then go through there, and then there's more sprinting, and then I have to take the camera, feed it through a hole because it's a clever one take. It shows me going in a building, and
Yeah.
then it's just like it was a really long take, and that was just really hard because again, if we had to reset, that means I had to do the sprinting again and again and again, and it was very cold that day.
It's, I mean, there's some terrific, well, not some, there's loads of terrific sequences in it. Um, but finally, then, at the very end, without giving anything away, but the way it ends suggests that there's going to be a sequel here. Is that right?
I want to say yes. I don't know if I'm allowed to. That's why I'm like, am I allowed to say yes? But no, definitely is something that we've discussed, me and the director, Mark. The story has been left slightly open for that exact reason. There's just more to tell. And especially if and when we do the second movie, it's going to be so much better. So if you enjoyed the movie now, you can only imagine what we're going to be able to do with the second one. There's so much more of a story to tell. If you feel like there are unanswered questions, it's because, yeah, there is more to tell. So I'm definitely looking forward to the prospect of a J2. We all are. So yeah, just keep your eyes open, I guess.
That's great. Thank you for your time, Shayna. As I say, I've really enjoyed the film. It's been great talking to you.
Thank you.
And well, I was going to say good luck with future dates.
Thank you so much. There's I don't know if you're into action movies, but if you are looking out for other things coming out, I do have The Killer's Game coming out in September and The Last Gunfight also coming out soon. And if you like music videos, I'll be there too. I'm in some commercials too. So just like, yeah, keep your eyes open. Know that I change my hairstyle a lot and you'll be seeing me a lot more often.
Definitely will do. Thank you, Shayna. Thank you for
Thank you
your
so
time.
much.
Thank you.